Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the SOPA 2022 Awards ceremony to honour editorial excellence. My name is Juliette Saly and I'll be your host and MC tonight. And it is a big night for us. This year is SOPA's 40th anniversary since its founding in Hong Kong in 1982. And it is also our 24th consecutive annual awards presentation. For those watching from home or viewing parties around the region, give us a shout out with your picks at SOP Asia Twitter handle and SOP Awards 2022, where we'll be live tweeting the winners. Before we begin, SOPA would like to thank the editorial committee members and all the judges from around the world who volunteer their time and expertise to this event. Much appreciation also goes to the University of Hong Kong and its HKU Journalism Department, which has been administering the SOPA Awards for the past decade. The annual awards would not be possible without our supporters. This year, we especially thank our platinum sponsor, Google News Initiative, our gold sponsor, Judith Nielson Institute for Journalism and Ideas, and our silver sponsor, WP Engine. Special thanks also goes to our supporting partner, Click to View. 2021 was another very tough year for journalists in the Asia-Pacific region as the pandemic continued to rage, with a new variant tearing through India, exacting a terrible human toll. A military coup in Myanmar unseated an elected government. Floods and earthquakes caused havoc. Supply chains remained snarled. All this and more captured by our region's photographers in this look back. Well, what a year. Much appreciation goes to all the photojournalists who put themselves at risk on the front lines every day to record these events. Next, we have welcoming remarks from Byron Perry, SOPA's chair.
For the last 4 decades, member publications of the Society of Publishers in Asia have recorded the first draft of history. From the Philippines People Power Revolution to the Indian Ocean tsunami to the Hong Kong handover, numerous Thailand coups, and Tiananmen Square, our journalists have been on the front lines of the most momentous events, reporting the facts and providing context and analysis. It hasn't been easy. Aside from the intrinsic difficulty of publishing quality and accurate news, our publications have faced government harassment, challenging business environments, and ever-changing technology. One thing that hasn't changed throughout the last 40 years is our belief that truthful, independent journalism is essential to a functioning society. I am honored tonight to welcome you to the 24th Annual Society of Publishers in Asia Awards, wherein we recognize the most impactful journalism in our region. In today's environment of heightened crackdowns on free press, that work has never been more important. Tonight's awards feature 2 new prizes to better reflect our times: Excellence in Audio Reporting and Tech Reporting. Looking forward to next year, I'm also excited to announce that in 2023, we will launch a new award for the most excellent journalism from Indonesia.
Thank you, Byron. To celebrate SOPA's special 40th anniversary, we've prepared a short video to capture some highlights as the organisation has grown and developed over the past 4 decades. Let's take a look.
I was elected 4 times chairman of SOPA. One of the challenges in the early days was naming SOPA because most of us were non-Asian publishers representing titles that did not originate in Asia. So I proposed that we call ourselves the Society of Publishers in Asia, which then was neutral.
SOPA, 40 years. Started way back in the 80s and the early 90s. Those pre-internet days, pre-cable TV days, they were some pretty heady times for we publishers, and we ruled the roost by any metric you could apply: power, influence, and profitability. SOPA was the place where we laid down our arms and collaborated on issues of mutual interest, from seemingly quaint matters like lobbying against postal rate increases to existential ones like press regulation, censorship, and other concerns for media post-1997.
The world has changed a lot during the last 7 to 10 years, but I'm glad to see that SOPA's mission has not, and that it continues to shine the light on great journalism in the region, as well as advocating for press freedom and promoting best practices in the publishing industry.
One of the most satisfying things we achieved was to establish the SOPA Editorial Awards, which got enthusiastic support from our board. At one time, a delegation from Singapore suggested that there should be a separate Asian category of awards. I countered that to say that good journalism would be recognized irrespective of where it originated, and let us not imply that Asian journalism is somehow inferior to Western journalism.
I'm proud of the work we did, and I'm thankful for the many lifelong friendships that grew through SOPA. So it's with deep affection that I wish SOPA the very best.
I wish you all the best, and I hope that your work continues to be elevated and that SOPA continues its course for another 40 plus years.
Good journalism sheds light on important issues, exposes wrongdoings, and leads to a more informed society. As we step into our 40th year in operation and beyond, SOPA will continue to champion press freedom, the rights of journalists, and the success of the media industry. We will also continue to recognize the best journalism from across the region in the annual SOPA Awards. It is with great pleasure that I wish the Society of Publishers in Asia
Happy 40th.
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 Happy 40th anniversary to SOPA.
Happy 40th anniversary, SOPA. We look forward to SOPA being at the helm of encouraging and rewarding quality journalism in the Asia Pacific for many more decades to come. Now let's move on and hear from Irene J. Liu, representing our platinum sponsor, Google News Initiative.
Good evening, everyone. And on behalf of the Google News Initiative, we are thrilled to join this evening's festivities and celebrate the excellent journalism of the past year. I'd also like to take this moment to congratulate SOPA on its 40th anniversary. The Asia-Pacific region has seen incredible change over the past 4 decades. And while reporting formats and beats continue to evolve, it's great to see new categories for audio and technology reporting this year. SOPA's mission to champion freedom of the press, promote excellence in journalism, and endorse best practices across the region remain as relevant, as absolutely critical as ever. Google is honored to support the SOPA Awards and celebrate the work you do. So thank you on behalf of Google.
Thank you for those congratulatory comments, Irene. Next up is Bonnie Bley, representing our gold sponsor, Judith Nelson Institute for Journalism and Ideas.
Thank you, Juliette, and good evening to everyone tuning in online from wherever you are. I'm Bonnie Bley, and I'm delighted to join tonight's festivities on behalf of the Judith Nielson Institute. We're based in Sydney, but work with journalists and media organisations around the world. And supporting great journalism in Asia and on Asia is at the heart of what we do, with our multi-year and multi-dimensional effort called Asian Stories. So it gives us great pleasure to support SOPA's mission and celebrate the remarkable talent and stories from the region being recognised here tonight. Congratulations from Jay and I to all the winners, and happy 40th anniversary to SOPA.
Thank you so much for the remarks. We'll now go to Madeleine Lim, Chair of SOPA's Editorial Committee.
Thank you, Juliette, and welcome everyone. Tonight we celebrate outstanding journalism and you, the journalists behind it, storytellers who shed light on the world around us, help us understand that world and empower us to make informed decisions. In short, give us agency. The entries SOPA received reflect that drive, that ambition and curiosity about the world, that desire to tip the scales a bit in favor of those who don't wield power. The themes tackled in this year's submissions span an incredible range of topics. The continued tragedy of the pandemic and its fallout, the coup in Myanmar and its aftermath, the return of the Taliban, the ever-evolving story of Hong Kong. We had outstanding entries covering the environment and heart-wrenching coverage of human rights and abuses and battles for freedom of expression. Saddening as well as infuriating. When will this end? But also, what amazing coverage. Tonight's celebrations would not be possible without our judges, who volunteer their time to make the difficult decisions that allow us to honor the best of the best. Thank you. We are also honoring tonight our late editorial committee member, friend and mentor, Carlos Tejada, who passed away late last year. In his honor, we renamed the Investigative Reporting Award the Carlos Tejada Award for Editorial Excellence in Investigative Reporting. Amid the celebration of great coverage, we as an industry that has such an important role to play in society must also reflect on where we go from here. Which brings me to tonight's speaker, who is probably one of the best placed people to help us think through these challenges. Gina Chua, the executive editor of the new media outlet Semafor, who has worked at many of the organizations we are honoring tonight, including the Wall Street Journal, the South China Morning Post, and Reuters. Gina is talking to Alice Su, the winner of last year's inaugural SOPA Young Journalist Award. Enjoy the conversation with Gina and Alice, and happy 40th anniversary SOPA.
Just to get our audience acquainted with you, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure, and thanks for having me. Really nice to see everyone. So I'm Gina Chua. I'm the executive editor of Semafor, which is a brand new media startup founded by Ben Smith, who was the editor-in-chief of BuzzFeed and the media correspondent for the New York Times, and Justin Smith, whose last job was at the CEO of Bloomberg Media. So this is a really exciting, brand new thing. I've never done a startup before in my life, so it's really it's kinetic and exciting. But really, my story of getting into journalism is completely by accident. I really just wanted to be a lawyer, and somebody said, get a writing job. So I did. And then I wound up in radio and then TV and then in wire service and in newspapers, and had a wonderful run from Singapore to Manila to Hanoi to Hong Kong and New York. It's been fantastic. Journalism has been very good to me.
We're here for the SOPA Awards ceremony, and we're here to celebrate journalism in Asia. So maybe let's start with talking about journalism in Asia first. I'm really curious to hear from you, what your thoughts are on some of the big challenges that we're facing today. And these are challenges, for reporters everywhere, but particularly here in Asia. I thought of, three different things. One, we have the rise of authoritarianism. We have, what you see happening in Hong Kong. China is getting harder and harder to report. We see what has happened in the Philippines this last week. And just in the last few years, I think especially for foreign journalists, yes, but also especially for local reporters, people who are from these countries, it's gotten more and more difficult to do their job. So that is one big challenge I'd like to hear you talk about. A second one is a problem that faces democratic societies as well, and that is disinformation, combating I guess the fight for truth, if you will. And then the third challenge is kind of the financial future of journalism. That actually I'm quite curious to hear about, since you're in a startup now.
So just like a really light, easy, happy subject for the night where we celebrate great journalism. Nice move. So I mean, look, you're right about all of these things, right? The space is getting tighter. The laws are getting more difficult. You just have to look at Hong Kong. I mean, at Reuters, of course, we had Walon and Chua go to jail for a year and a half in Myanmar for doing their job, right? And you can see sort of just general crackdowns. I mean, even without people going to jail or having their lives threatened, just the space for information has narrowed, largely across the region. And I think that's a real issue. Now, how do journalists address that? That's really difficult. I mean, I think we're blessed to have really courageous journalists, in many cases, local journalists, who are willing to test the boundaries of that and to do the work despite, the threats and the challenges they face. But at some level, that has to be solved at a sort of a national and to some extent at an international level through mobilizing the population to understand that they need access to information. It's not, freedom of information is not for us. Freedom of information is for them, and to help them understand we are not the enemy, we're trying to help them. I think that's a key issue, and that speaks to, I think, the other two challenges that we have, right? I mean, and it's not even just so much disinformation or misinformation, although those are real issues. And it's not exactly polarization, although that's also a real issue. There's just so many issues. We have to promote facts. We have to replenish that stock of shared facts. But I don't think that's enough. I think that what we as an industry need to do, and to be honest, we haven't done as good a job of it as we should have, is really learn to reach those people who disagree with us. And I think that as audiences have become polarized, news organizations have become much more willing to speak to the audiences that do like them. And that makes perfect sense. It makes sense both from a psychic point of view, as well as, frankly, from an audience and business point of view. I think that news organizations need to focus much more on audience as much as on content that we produce. Great content is great, but it's important that it reaches the right people. And then, yes, business model. Well, I'm in a startup, so clearly I'm optimistic about this. It is, I think that the relatively simple models that certainly I had growing up, printing a newspaper, running a TV station or a radio station, I mean, they've all gone away. Everything is multiple revenue streams, multiple experiments now. I'm broadly optimistic, but I recognize that the complexity has just gone up. Are you getting subscribers? Are you getting advertisers? Are you raising grant money? Do you do events on the side? And there's a lot of experimentation going on, and a whole flood of new nonprofits have come up in Asia doing some fantastic work. And I think that's a really good sign. And the future may not be huge, big media. It may be a lot of small media. And maybe that's a better thing. Maybe that's the way that, we both reach a level of sustainability, and we reach the multiple audiences that I think we really have to.
I'm intrigued by what you said about the problem of reaching out to audiences that already agree with you, right?
Back in the day, at least when I was starting out, audience development, because most major media had a monopoly on the audience. So if you were in a country and there were one or two major newspapers, you sort of, you catered more or less to everyone. Did everyone like you? No, and probably a lot of people, wish there was some alternative, but they weren't, because it's expensive to set up a printing plant. And so you reached this audience, and there was, if you like, some level of shared discourse. I think one of the great things about the digital news is, of course, that you can open up much more quickly. Your barriers to entry are much lower. It also means that you understand your audiences much better. And I think that you tack towards the audiences that engage with your content. And that makes perfect sense. For me, I think a huge part of where news organizations should go, at least those that are starting now and thinking about what they want to do, is to have less of a content first focus. In other words, don't say, I really want to cover X, and that's why I'm going to start my news organization focusing on subject X, but more, I want to serve this community that is underserved. What do they need to know about, and what do they want to know about? And I'm going to build it around that. The classic example, I think, is that, it doesn't matter whether you're right wing or left wing or whatever. When you want the weather report is the same for everybody, right? And if you think if the street outside your house has a pothole and somebody's reporting on that, I mean, you can tell whether they're lying or they're not lying, because you can see the pothole. It's less about, what's happening in the state capital or the national capital. And I think that we rebuild trust through that level of, real community reporting. And I think that needs to be something that we all really think about as an industry.
So that sounds like what I've heard quite a lot when people talk about the need for local news, right? And so the need for people to see that what they're reading or what they're watching, it matches the reality outside.
Right, and later on, when you tell them about something that's a bigger issue that they may not be able to witness themselves, they have more trust in you because they've seen that you are trustworthy on the things that they can verify. I mean, I'm on the board of a really exciting nonprofit in the U.S. called the Tiny News Collective, and it's really built around the idea that we're going to try and help seed very small 5-person newsrooms across the U.S. that are all that all have to come in and say what community they're trying to serve and why it's underserved and how they can, how they're from the community and they're going to serve the community. I think those are really important things for us to think about.
How do you think that concept translates into foreign reporting? This example you just gave, it doesn't work in certain contexts, right? Like if you're in a country where
it doesn't.
Yeah, if you are a local reporter, you're a Chinese reporter, a reporter from Hong Kong, or a reporter in the Philippines or Myanmar, any of these places, and you're thinking like, I want to serve my community. I don't know. We're kind of getting to a place where it's getting so dangerous for so many citizens of these countries to report that it ends up being the foreigners and the kind of the outside news organizations that are the only ones that are oftentimes, they can do. They're the ones who can report.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, I was a foreign correspondent as well, and including as a foreign correspondent in Singapore while I'm Singaporean, right? I think by and large, it's clear that locals generally know more. I mean, I think we have to understand what the role of the foreign correspondent is. The foreign correspondent is there to explain a part of the world to folks back home, whoever it is that. So it's not that they're wrong about things; it's that their readers are interested in different things, right? The audience in Johannesburg's interest in Taiwan is very different from the audience in Singapore and the audience in Taiwan. So I think the first thing is to understand everybody does have a place. But I do think, obviously, that increasingly, and certainly from the time I started in journalism, we've seen many more locals fulfill the role that previously, that would be somebody parachuted in from another country. And I think that's great. The issue you raised, though, about how do you reach communities in places where the information landscape is severely constrained, there have been some fantastic experiments with exile media. Now, it's true, it's very hard to serve multiple communities when you do that. Russia is probably another good example where we're going to see some of that, the best journalists, best Russian journalists probably start to set up exile media and try to reach communities and audiences in Russia.
Nowadays, there are more and more people who are from the countries they're covering, and then they're writing for foreign audiences. Could you tell us more about that? And could you also tell us, is that something that Semafor is going to try to do more?
Yeah, I mean, I think Justin said that in an interview about the age of foreign correspondence. I think the real issue here is knowledge and expertise, right? It's not that every local journalist knows more than every foreign journalist, and it's not that every foreign journalist knows more than every local journalist. Everyone comes in with a sort of a set of skills and knowledge. And so, when Justin talks about, the age of the foreign correspondent winding down, I think he's right, and I think that that's a trend that's already been happening. And certainly at Semafor, what we want people who know their beats. Now, in many cases, that will be a local person, but it doesn't have to be. Really, at the end of the day, the key thing is for all reporters, whether foreign or local, to understand that their perspective is not the only perspective. We just need enough humility to understand that there are all these multiple perspectives. And I think that it's really important as well for news organizations to find ways to make sure that those multiple perspectives are really reflected in stories. I think one of the issues we have in trust in media is that so much of those sort of embedded assumptions, I don't mean bias, I just mean, things we ourselves are blind to, are baked into our stories. There was a wonderful quote in a story in the New York Times about embedded bias in stories. And, and it was so telling that I recognized that I had never recognized it myself, which is, you can write a story in the US that says, Black people are often unable to get loans from banks. And if you read that sentence, you think, what's wrong with Black people and how can we help them, and do they need more financial literacy and so on. If you take exactly the same sentence, you turn it around and you say banks often deny loans to Black people, the question you ask is, what's wrong with banks? Should we should we regulate them better? Are they discriminatory? And I think that we need to understand, and we do because we say it, we need to understand the power of the words we put on a page, and the power of the images we put on a page, and the power of the design of information and graphics we put on a page. And, for us to be intentional, this is a moment where the industry really does need to think very clearly about all this, both in terms of clearing themselves or ourselves of our embedded blind spots, but also, as we think about how we build trust and how we build engagement and relationships with our audiences, I think we just need to be much clearer about the language we use and the way we deploy it.
That's a really interesting example. So now I do really want to hear more about Semafor. What is it? How is it different?
I've only been there for a few weeks at this point, 2 weeks actually, technically, as we record this. So you might have to come and check in with me a little bit later. I mean, look, I think broadly, and I'm certainly not going to be talking about anything that isn't public yet. Broadly, I think we are trying to solve a number of the issues. One is just information overload, and people, have a ton of stuff, and they do want it, they do want to be able to consume the news more effectively and more efficiently. But also, I think these issues that we've talked about, which is, the notion that there are multiple points of view and that you can't privilege one or two, and that, there's by and large sort of a level, again, not wrongly, but, for news organizations that are highly optimized to their audience, it's hard for them to optimize to multiple audiences. And I think what we want to do is come in and think about how that might be done. I think it's coming in and thinking about how how multiple perspectives should be reflected in stories.
My last question is meant to be hopeful. Around the world and in Asia is that there are an awful lot of reporters who are just very, very burnt out right now, who are exhausted and tired and sad, and maybe even have won awards, but also have seen friends detained, have seen their countries kind of accelerating in a backwards direction. And it is really discouraging. And just, I'm wondering, well, one, and sometimes it makes you wonder kind of like, what is the point? Like, why are we still doing this? It's not changing things. And I wonder, have you ever felt that way or felt anything like that? And, what words of advice do you have for people who are just burnt out and sad?
So first I want to say, one, thank you for having me here. I just want to say my history with SOPA goes all the way back. I believe I was on the board of the Editorial Awards the second year SOPA existed. So like I go all the way back to with SOPA. And so like I see the great work, and I'm always in awe of the journalists who manage to do this. And again, often at really, really difficult circumstances. So I think that's great. And I think it's wonderful that they keep going. And I completely understand why people might feel a little burnt out, or even a lot burnt out. It's been, leaving aside the shrinking free expression space, it's been, a fairly brutal time with COVID. And certainly in some countries in Asia, it's been extremely brutal working through with COVID. So I think mental health is probably one of the biggest issues facing the profession, and that is not as well understood or not as well recognized as it should be. And again, it's a resource problem, but some of it can be mitigated simply by helping people understand, how to deal with, for example, social media, how to be able to switch off for a while, how to have other people check in with you, how to build a peer network in your organization. There are things that can be done that don't cost a huge amount of money. And I also completely understand when people say, I really just need to take some time off. I need to switch off from all of this. I need the sabbatical. I need, and I think that those are the sorts of things that that organizations can help facilitate. But it does begin with with journalists recognizing in themselves that they're at a point that they do need to take that break. On the other hand, I don't see that as bad for the industry. I think it's good for the industry. But over and above that, I see all of these bright, and now I'm going to sound old, right? But all of these bright young people who really want to get into the field, and maybe they feel they're going to make a difference, or maybe they're just feel a moral mission to bring forth information that they think will help people, whether or not the people are receptive to that information. And I think that moral drive has always been a part of this industry.
Thank you so much for being with us here today. I really enjoyed talking to you. Thank you.
And thank you for having me. And I hope the rest of the evening goes well, and everyone really enjoys and celebrates the great journalism that's on display.
Thank you, Alice and Gina. What an inspiring interview. Okay, now it is time to start the night's awards presentation. I can't wait to find out who will take home the prizes, including in the 2 new categories we've added this year, audio reporting and technology reporting. Stay with us, we're about to reveal the winners of all these prestigious awards. Well, as announced back in May, finalists have been announced from each category, and out of these 3 finalists, SOPA will give an honourable mention award, followed by the Award for Excellence. Awards are divided into 3 groups: Global English Language, Regional Local English Language, and Chinese Language. And just a reminder, this year we have added 2 new categories: Excellence in Audio Reporting and Excellence in Technology Reporting. Let's get going.
Category 1, Excellence in Reporting on Women's Issues. Our first category award this year is for Excellence in Reporting on Women's Issues, honouring original coverage of women in Asia. The 3 finalists of Chinese language media are Initium Media and NGOCN, Huang Xueqin, There Are No Reporters Who Don't Speak Up, Lianhe Zaobao, Sex Workers and Their Stories, Listen Without Judging or Ogling, Mingpao, As 20-year-long female rights efforts might become in vain, Afghan women continue their unfinished fights. The honourable mention goes to Mingpao. As 20-year-long female rights efforts might become in vain, Afghan women continue their unfinished fights. Congratulations, Mingpao. And the award for excellence goes to Initium Media and NGOCN. Huang Xueqin. There Are No Reporters Who Don't Speak Up. Congratulations to Initium Media. The judges said this entry tells a story not only of a strong and inspiring woman, but also of the sadly prohibitive environment in China where she lives and works. The 3 finalists of regional English language media are Article 14, The Silent Pandemic of Violence Against India's Women; Azatik, RFE/RL's Kyrgyz Service, The Sinister Side of Kyrgyzstan's Online Sex Industry; Sixth Tone, A Woman's Quest for Motherhood, A Cross-Border Trade in Babies. The honourable mention goes to Azatik, RFE/RL's Kyrgyz Service, The Sinister Side of Kyrgyzstan's Online Sex Industry. Congratulations to Azatik, RFE/RL's Kyrgyz Service. Award for Excellence goes to Sixth Tone, A Woman's Quest for Motherhood, A Cross-Border Trade in Babies. Congratulations to Sixth Tone. The judges said this story illuminates the tension of a country that is simultaneously modernizing and rigid in its rules and ideals, compelling storytelling. The 3 finalists of global English language media are 1843 magazine, The Economist and the Fuller Project. She was trafficked into a giant brothel. Now she runs it. The Wall Street Journal, Burn Your Jerseys, and The Wall Street Journal, Risking Death for a Shot at Life. The honourable mention goes to The Wall Street Journal, Burn Your Jerseys. Congratulations to The Wall Street Journal. And the award for excellence goes to 1843 magazine, The Economist and the Fuller Project. She was trafficked into a giant brothel. Now she runs it. Congratulations to 1843 magazine, The Economist, and The Fuller Project. The judges called it beautifully written and said the article brilliantly unfolds the history and current situation of prostitution in Bangladesh. Category 2, Excellence in Journalistic Innovation. For excellence in journalistic innovation, SOPA honors the work that uses new or emerging digital tools to deliver news content in an innovative manner and/or encourages audience engagement with the news. The 3 finalists of Chinese language media are Commonwealth Magazine, Why the Toroka Express Crashed, The News Lens, Everything You Need to Know About Japan's General Election, The Reporter, 4 Ways to Crack an Immersive Scam. The honorable mention goes to The News Lens, Everything You Need to Know About Japan's General Election. Congratulations to The News Lens. The award for excellence goes to Commonwealth Magazine, Why the Toroka Express Crashed. Congratulations to Commonwealth Magazine. The judges said that with the support of animation and detailed documentation of the accident, this story gives us excellent insight into what happened and what the train company was supposed to do but did not. The entries for global and regional media have been combined in this category. The 3 finalists of global and regional media are CNN International, The Truth Tellers, China Created a Story of the Pandemic. These people revealed the details Beijing left out. Reuters, Sand Slipping Away. The New York Times, How China Spreads Propaganda. The honorable mention goes to CNN International, The Truth Tellers, China Created a Story of the Pandemic. These people revealed details Beijing left out. Congratulations to CNN International. Award for excellence goes to The New York Times, How China Spreads Propaganda. Congratulations to The New York Times. The judges called it a brilliant story pulling together multiple sources and publicly available social media video, flawlessly presented. Category 3, Excellence in Audio Reporting. This new award for excellence in audio reporting honors work that illustrates significant political, economic, social, or cultural issues. The 3 finalists of Chinese language media are The News Lens, Vaccine Doubters in Taiwan, Do They Have the Freedom to Refuse Getting Vaccinated? The Reporter, Chasing Truth in Wuhan and Tiananmen Square, China, Testimonies from Journalists of 2 Generations. Sustainable Asia, Asia's Noisy Oceans. The honorable mention goes to Sustainable Asia, Asia's Noisy Oceans. Congratulations to Sustainable Asia. The award for excellence goes to The News Lens, Vaccine Doubters in Taiwan, Do They Have the Freedom to Refuse Getting Vaccinated? Congratulations to The News Lens. The judges called the presentation clear and well-paced. It walks through the different chapters of the episode smoothly while discussing a topic that was often quite charged with anxiousness on other media like local TV. The 3 finalists of regional English language media are BFM Media, Because Feelings Matter, CNA, Educate or Regulate, The Alarming Rise of Cryptocurrency Scams, CNA, Voices at COP26 in Glasgow, A Collision of Passion and Pragmatism, the Climate Conversations podcast. The honorable mention goes to BFM Media, Because Feelings Matter. Congratulations to BFM Media. Award for excellence goes to CNA, Educate or Regulate, The Alarming Rise of Cryptocurrency Scams. Congratulations to CNA. The judges said this entry sets the bar for audio journalism in the region. It touches a very current, urgent, and complicated topic very successfully with extremely detailed editing. The 3 finalists of global English language media are Bloomberg News, Foundering the TikTok Story, Project Brazen, Fat Leonard, The Economist, Sights and Sounds of Reporting on the Ground in China. The honorable mention goes to Bloomberg News, Foundering the TikTok Story. Congratulations to Bloomberg News. Award for Excellence goes to Project Brazen, Fat Leonard. Congratulations to Project Brazen. The judges called this podcast riveting storytelling, underpinned by rigorous reporting that reveals how one man built a business empire operating in ports around Asia, then was able to use high-ranking connections within the US Navy to steer US ships to his services, offered at inflated prices. Category 4, Excellence in Video Reporting. This award for excellence in video reporting honors work that demonstrates excellence in short-form video news reports, including virtual reality and 360-degree video. The 3 finalists of Chinese language media are Commonwealth Magazine, On the Trail of Abandoned Dirt; The Paper, Love from Chaos, How I Learned to Accept My Son's Autism; Voice of America Chinese Service, Threats to the Galapagos Islands, China's Overfishing and Plastic Pollution. The honorable mention goes to The Paper, Love from Chaos, How I Learned to Accept My Son's Autism. Congratulations to The Paper. Award for Excellence goes to Commonwealth Magazine, On the Trail of Abandoned Dirt. Congratulations to Commonwealth Magazine. The judges said the journalists brought to public awareness a major injustice committed by powerful interests against a vulnerable population. The script was well written, with a tone appropriate for a modern audience.
离开北部大城市，顺着台61线西滨快速道路，被迫窜逃南下。
他从北部下来，可能一段时间这一块土地一甲可能要300、500的那个砂石车嘛，对不对？所以他是每天就是这样很固定密集的一直进来，整个汉堡村就到处都一直在传。
The 3 finalists of regional English language media are ABS-CBN News, Pegasus Project, Hacking of Journalists, Politicians and Human Rights Activists. Sixth Tone, Please Find My Husband. Sixth Tone, Revealed How Floods Turned a Chinese Subway into a Death Trap. The honorable mention goes to Sixth Tone, Please Find My Husband. Congratulations to Sixth Tone. The award for excellence goes to Sixth Tone, Revealed How Floods Turned a Chinese Subway into a Death Trap. Congratulations to Sixth Tone. The judges said that a complex dramatic narrative structure, strong graphic elements visualizing the disaster, and touching personal archival footage shot by the people involved creates an extremely exciting and excellently detailed research report, which allows us to witness the disaster firsthand.
Late on July 20th, distressing videos started appearing on Chinese social media. We are hearing the desperate calls for help from people in Zhengzhou, a megacity in central China, experiencing torrential rainfall. The people are commuters trapped in...
The 3 finalists of global English language media are BBC News Online, The Unknown COVID-19 Deaths in Rural India, CNN International, Lost Children of Xinjiang, The New York Times, A Tanker and a Maze of Companies, One Way Illicit Oil Reaches North Korea. The honorable mention goes to BBC News Online, The Unknown COVID-19 Deaths in Rural India. Congratulations to BBC News Online. And the award for excellence goes to The New York Times, A Tanker and a Maze of Companies, One Way Illicit Oil Reaches North Korea. Congratulations to the New York Times. What the judges said, fascinating. The Times is so far ahead of everyone else in using video to tell stories. This piece had everything except the handcuffs.
Just show clouds until you look closer and enhance the image. What you see here is a transfer of oil to a ship that will end up in North Korea in a possible violation of international sanctions. Covert oil deliveries are crucial to North Korea's economy and its ballistic and nuclear weapons program. Our investigation focuses on one way oil is getting to.
Category 5, Excellence in Human Rights Reporting. The next category, Excellence in Human Rights Reporting, honors work that demonstrates high standards of reporting on a human rights topic of significance. The 3 finalists of Chinese language media are Ming Pao, A Different June 4th, United Daily News, Stranded Between Borders, Why Not, the first June 4th in Hong Kong under the national security law. The honorable mention goes to United Daily News, Stranded Between Borders. Congratulations to United Daily News. And the award for excellence in human rights reporting goes to Ming Pao, A Different June 4th. Congratulations to Ming Pao. The judges called it a commendable editorial effort that directly touches topics such as the risk of imprisonment for anyone openly remembering the bloody crackdown on protesters in 1989. The 3 finalists of regional English language media are 52, The Testimony, Myanmar Now, Human Responses to the Junta's Cruelty, Philippine Center for Investigative Journalism, Digital Sex Crimes in Asia. The honorable mention goes to Philippine Center for Investigative Journalism, Digital Sex Crimes in Asia. Congratulations to Philippine Center for Investigative Journalism. And the award for excellence goes to Myanmar Now, Human Responses to the Junta's Cruelty. Congratulations to Myanmar Now. The judges said that by focusing on 3 personal stories of a murdered volunteer medical worker, a student tortured by the army, and a young mother who fell to her death rather than be captured by soldiers, the authors have put a real face to Myanmar's despair. Superb journalism. The 3 finalists of global English language media are Al Jazeera, This is Myanmar's State of Fear, The Associated Press, Disappearances, Terror and Torture in Myanmar, Financial Times, The Digital Detectives Searching for North Korea's Disappeared. The honorable mention goes to Al Jazeera, This is Myanmar's State of Fear. Congratulations to Al Jazeera. And the award for excellence goes to Financial Times, The Digital Detectives Searching for North Korea's Disappeared. Congratulations to Financial Times. The judges called it a detailed insight into the protracted and difficult process of gathering evidence of human rights violations by the North Korean government, told through a series of engaging testimonies. It highlights the importance of documentation in justice and accountability mechanisms, even though they may take decades to be realized. Category 6, Excellence in Feature Writing. Next up, we have the award for Excellence in Feature Writing, honoring the work that demonstrates high standards of reporting and writing to describe an idea, event, trend, or personality, or explain a topic of significance. The 3 finalists of Chinese language media are Duowei News, looking back on Wuhan, year 1 of the COVID-19 pandemic. Initium Media, I Didn't Rape Any Schoolgirl, a 79-year-old teacher who was sentenced 46 years ago. The Reporter, the Hong Dangxing case, Taiwan's first death penalty trial involving children's voices. The honorable mention goes to Initium Media, I Didn't Rape Any Schoolgirl, a 79-year-old teacher who was sentenced 46 years ago. Congratulations to Initium Media. And the award for excellence also goes to The Reporter, the Hong Dang-Xin case, Taiwan's first death penalty trial involving children's voices. Congratulations to The Reporter. The judges said that this story reminds readers to step back and look at a court case from a different perspective and points out the importance of seeking a solution while exposing problems. Its investigative approach is impressive, reconstructing for readers how love can turn into hate in a family. The three finalists of regional English language media are GMA News Online, The Hunger Pandemic; New Narrative, Her Name is Untak, UN Peacekeepers' Forgotten Children in Cambodia; The Japan Times, In Search of Japan's Lost Wolves. The honorable mention goes to The Japan Times, In Search of Japan's Lost Wolves. Congratulations to The Japan Times. And the award for excellence goes to GMA News Online, The Hunger Pandemic. Congratulations to GMA News Online. The judges called it a deeply researched and reported story on record hunger in the Philippines, where a pandemic has driven the poorest of the poor to eat boiled leftover food from dumpsters called pagpag. The three finalists of global English language media are 1843 magazine, The Economist, and The Fuller Project. She was trafficked into a giant brothel. Now she runs it. Reuters, The Final Battle. The New York Times, The Chinese Dream, Denied. The honorable mention goes to The New York Times, The Chinese Dream, Denied. Congratulations to The New York Times. And the award for excellence goes to 1843 magazine, The Economist, and The Fuller Project. She was trafficked into a giant brothel. Now she runs it. Congratulations to The Economist's 1843 magazine and The Fuller Project. The judges called it a deeply moving account of how a woman born to poverty and abuse has struggled to gain some control over her own destiny while improving the lives of hundreds from inside a system of sexual slavery. Compelling storytelling combined with empathetic and insightful reporting. Category 7, Excellence in Technology Reporting. Our next award, Excellence in Technology Reporting, is also a new award that honors outstanding work that demonstrates how technology has fundamentally defined a significant news story and informed the reporting. The three finalists of Chinese language media are Commonwealth Magazine, Largan Overtaken, How Chinese Makers Surpassed Taiwan's Hidden Champion; Initium Media, 1 Year of Health Code, The Protected and the Imprisoned; Tencent News, Across the Ruins, The Bicycle Sharing Drama Has Not Ended. The honorable mention goes to Initium Media, 1 Year of Health Code, The Protected and the Imprisoned. Congratulations to Initium Media. And the award for excellence goes to Tencent News, Across the Ruins, The Bicycle Sharing Drama Has Not Ended. Congratulations to Tencent News. The judges commented that the battle in the bike-sharing industry serves as a key indicator of China's tech investment bust, features myriad interviews, and has tried its best to present the voices of all players, an extremely difficult feat to pull off in today's highly polarized climate. The three finalists of regional English language media are Frontier Myanmar, Junta Steps Up Phone, Internet Surveillance; Rest of World, the gig economy keeps growing but the algorithm isn't benefiting everyone; Sixth Tone, as China pursues a green future, Bitcoin miners feel the squeeze. The honorable mention goes to Frontier Myanmar, Junta Steps Up Phone, Internet Surveillance. Congratulations to Frontier Myanmar. And the award for excellence goes to Rest of World. The gig economy keeps growing, but the algorithm isn't benefiting everyone. Congratulations to Rest of World. The judges called it a storyscape of amazing wit that combines data and feet-on-the-street reporting from such cities as Addis Ababa, Bangalore, and Colombo on the ravages wrought by the gig economy on workers' lives and livelihoods. Impressive to see such a vast team of journalists working in unison to explain the impact of gig companies' AI algorithms on everything from food delivery to trucking. The three finalists of Global English Language Media are 1843 Magazine, The Economist, The Strange Case of WhatsApp and the Child Kidnappers, Nikkei Asia, Chips in the Supply Chain, Reuters, Myanmar Goes Dark. The honorable mention goes to Reuters, Myanmar Goes Dark. Congratulations to Reuters. And the award for excellence goes to 1843 Magazine, The Economist, The Strange Case of WhatsApp and the Child Kidnappers. Congratulations to 1843 Magazine, The Economist. The judges said this article shines a high-powered light on a single example of technology-fueled misinformation. This story is a riveting account of the role that local beliefs and practices can play in exacerbating or ameliorating misinformation. Category 8, Excellence in Magazine Design. Our next award, Excellence in Magazine Design, honors the magazine that demonstrates high standards in visual presentation. The entries for global, regional, and Chinese media have been combined in this category. The three finalists of global, regional, and Chinese media are Bloomberg Businessweek Chinese Edition, Old Town with brand new urban planning. Commonwealth Magazine, Sustainable Well-being for Future Generations. This Week in Asia, Dangerous Target. The honorable mention goes to This Week in Asia, Dangerous Target. Congratulations to This Week in Asia. Award for excellence goes to Commonwealth Magazine, Sustainable Well-being for Future Generations. Congratulations to Commonwealth Magazine. The judges called it a fresh take on a business magazine. The most noticeable success with this magazine design is the visual hierarchy. There are a lot of elements on the pages, yet the designers handled it with discipline in an elegant way. Category 9, Excellence in Arts and Culture Reporting. Now we're going to present the award for Excellence in Arts and Culture Reporting, which honors the work that demonstrates high standards of reporting and writing in fine arts and cultural topics, including food and travel. The three finalists of Chinese language media are Initium Media, Anthony Denise MLA, Hong Kong band singers and their Chinese fans. Initium Media, Hello or Goodbye, new wave of independent bookstore in Hong Kong in the age of national security law. The Reporter, Dream and Life, Peking Opera in Taiwan. The honorable mention goes to The Reporter, Dream and Life, Peking Opera in Taiwan. Congratulations to The Reporter. And the award for excellence goes to Initium Media, Anthony, Denise, MLA, Hong Kong band singers and their Chinese fans. Congratulations to Initium Media. The judges called it a great read and an important record of the remaining cultural connection between Hong Kong and mainland China. It also offers a different perspective of the attitude of mainland Chinese toward Hong Kong's political movement. The three finalists of regional English language media are Sixth Tone, the mysterious ancient city that's rewriting Chinese history. The World of Chinese, upstaged, saving China's vanishing grassroots operas. Vice Asia, reporting on pop culture in Asia. The honorable mention goes to The World of Chinese, upstaged, saving China's vanishing grassroots operas. Congratulations to The World of Chinese. And the award for excellence goes to Vice Asia, reporting on pop culture in Asia. Congratulations to Vice Asia. The judges called it engaging and informative reads across a range of pop culture topics around Asia, highlighting not only the commercial aspects and appeal of each genre, but also the occasionally more disturbing implications for wider society. The three finalists of global English language media are South China Morning Post, Hong Kong Idols, The Economist, India's touring cinemas are dying and being reborn, WSJ Magazine, Indonesia more majestic than ever by boat. The honorable mention goes to South China Morning Post, Hong Kong Idols. Congratulations to South China Morning Post. Award for excellence goes to The Economist, India's touring cinemas are dying and being reborn. Congratulations to The Economist. The judges called it a fascinating look at how touring talkies used to wend their way around India on the back of trucks equipped with loudspeakers and a tent with a silver screen, and how one man is trying to carry on that tradition in an era of smartphones with videos. Category 10, Excellence in Explanatory Reporting. It's time to reveal the award for excellence in explanatory reporting. This award honors work that demonstrates high standards of reporting, writing, and in-depth analysis to explain a topic of significance. The three finalists of Chinese language media are Commonwealth Magazine, How to Save Taiwan Railway, Mingpao, National Security Law, Year 1. Why Not? Between Vision and Reality, the Gap in China's Fight Against HIV. The honorable mention goes to Why Not? Between Vision and Reality, the Gap in China's Fight Against HIV. Congratulations to Why Not? And the award for excellence goes to Mingpao, National Security Law, Year 1. Congratulations to Mingpao. The judges called it an unbelievable yet true recollection of events that marked the seismic changes in Hong Kong following the adoption of the draconian national security law, full of fact-based observations made by a courageous editorial team. The three finalists of regional English language media are GMA News Online, Boys Don't Cry, Philippine Center for Investigative Journalism, The Shrinking Gods of Padre Fora, The World of Chinese, Dawn of the Debt, the Chinese consumers living on a borrowed future. The honorable mention goes to Philippine Center for Investigative Journalism, The Shrinking Gods of Padre Fora. Congratulations to Philippine Center for Investigative Journalism. And the award for excellence goes to GMA News Online, Boys Don't Cry. Congratulations to GMA News Online. The judges commented that this expose describes in excruciating, powerful detail the reasons for and results of sexual abuse of young boys in the Philippines, bringing to light a little discussed, festering problem with sensitivity and courage. The three finalists of global English language media are Financial Times, China's Control Revolution, The Atlantic, The Re-engineering of Hong Kong, The Wall Street Journal, Inside China's Corporate Crackdown. The honorable mention goes to The Atlantic, The Re-engineering of Hong Kong. Congratulations to The Atlantic. And the award for excellence goes to The Wall Street Journal, Inside China's Corporate Crackdown. Congratulations to The Wall Street Journal. The judges called it an absolutely superb package of stories looking behind the curtains at the shift in Chinese policy, particularly toward the market economy. Article on Jack Ma was an example of terrific reporting under very difficult conditions, but also an illuminating explanation of the changes in China under Xi. Congratulations to all the winners. That's the end of part 1 of our program. There are many more winners to be announced in the second half. Stay tuned.
Congratulations to all the winners. That is the end of part 1 of our program. There are many more winners to be announced in the second half, including our most prestigious award for public service journalism. Thanks for waiting, everyone. Let's get started with the second half of the awards presentation.
Category 11, Excellence in Business Reporting. Up next is the Award for Excellence in Business Reporting. This award honors the work that demonstrates high standards of reporting on a business topic of significance. The three finalists of Chinese language media are Commonwealth Magazine, How TSMC May Change Taiwan's Rust Belt City; Hong Kong Economic Journal Monthly, China's Involuted Generation; The Reporter, From Tree Poachers to Underground Trade, an investigation of a legal logging industry chain in Taiwan. The honorable mention goes to The Reporter, From Tree Poachers to Underground Trade, an investigation of a legal logging industry chain in Taiwan. Congratulations to The Reporter. The award for excellence goes to Hong Kong Economic Journal Monthly, China's Involuted Generation. Congratulations to Hong Kong Economic Journal Monthly. The judges said, this series provides comprehensive coverage of the new concept of involution, an evolution of the term lying flat, and their cross-sectional relevance among both white and blue-collar workers and high-tech entrepreneurs. A thorough investigation into a growing trend. The three finalists of regional English language media are Frontier Myanmar, The Cost of the Coup; Rest of World, How Asia's Supply Chain Kept Churning; Sixth Tone, The Shady Labor Practices Underpinning Shein's Global Fashion Empire. The honorable mention goes to Frontier Myanmar, The Cost of the Coup. Congratulations to Frontier Myanmar. And the award for excellence goes to Rest of World, How Asia's Supply Chain Kept Churning. Congratulations to Rest of World. The judges said this is a fascinating, detailed look at two important supply chain issues in Asia. One, the emergence of Shein and how its business model competes with Amazon. The other on the lengths multinationals went to in Vietnam to keep their factories humming during COVID, sure to give compliance managers nightmares. The three finalists of global English language media are Reuters, China's Crackdown; Reuters, The Amazon Files; The Wall Street Journal, The Fall of Jack Ma and Ant Group. The honorable mention goes to Reuters, China's Crackdown. Congratulations to Reuters. The award for excellence also goes to Reuters, The Amazon Files. Congratulations to Reuters. The judges called it a powerful series based on confidential corporate documents that expose the gulf between Amazon's public statements and its business practices in some major Asian markets. Deep research included the use by the reporters of specialized search software to delve into a vast quantity of information. Category 12, Excellence in Infographics. Up next is Excellence in Information Graphics. This award honors entries that demonstrate high standards in presenting information in graphical form. The three finalists of Chinese language media are Commonwealth Magazine, The Direst Straits, Why has the Chinese military increased activity near Taiwan? The News Lens, A Song of Ice and Oil, the 21st Century Arctic Battle. The News Lens, Fukushima 10 Years On. The honorable mention goes to The News Lens, A Song of Ice and Oil, the 21st Century Arctic Battle. Congratulations to The News Lens. And the award for excellence goes to Commonwealth Magazine, The Direst Straits, Why has the Chinese military increased activity near Taiwan? Congratulations to Commonwealth Magazine. The judges called it great data work. The presentation is very tight, with every element making a strong point that propels the story forward. All the maps and charts are well designed to make the complex data easily digestible. The entries for global and regional media have been combined in this category. The three finalists of global and regional media are Bloomberg News, how China's influence is reshaping the landscape of Hong Kong. Reuters, bats and the origin of outbreaks. Reuters, chaos in Kabul. The honorable mention goes to Reuters, bats and the origin of outbreaks. Congratulations to Reuters. The award for excellence goes to Bloomberg News, how China's influence is reshaping the landscape of Hong Kong. Congratulations to Bloomberg News. The judges said, excellent combination of mapping and annotated photos to visually present physical changes in Hong Kong since the 2019 protests. Maps are styled in an engaging black background, helping to focus the eyes on details within the story. Category 13, Excellence in Reporting Breaking News. The next category is Excellence in Reporting Breaking News. This award honors the work that demonstrates high standards of reporting a breaking news event under deadline pressure. The three finalists of Chinese language media are Initium Media, 201.9 millimeters per hour, torrential rain pounds Henan. Initium Media, like a hand over your mouth. Journalists, readers, and newspaper sellers saying goodbye to Apple Daily. The Reporter, medical ethics shock under the COVID-19 pandemic in Taiwan. The honorable mention goes to Initium Media, like a hand over your mouth. Journalists, readers, and newspaper sellers saying goodbye to Apple Daily. Congratulations to Initium Media. And the award for excellence goes to The Reporter, medical ethics shock under the COVID-19 pandemic in Taiwan. Congratulations to The Reporter. The judges called it a timely expose by The Reporter at the peak of COVID infections in Taiwan, revealing to readers not only the plight of hospital overcrowding, but also the government's untold truth. The entries for global and regional media have been combined in this category. The three finalists of global and regional media are Sixth Tone, Changzhou Floods, The New York Times, The Fall of Afghanistan, The Wall Street Journal, Saigon on Steroids. The honorable mention goes to Sixth Tone, Changzhou Floods. Congratulations to Sixth Tone. The award for excellence goes to The Wall Street Journal, Saigon on Steroids. Congratulations to The Wall Street Journal. The judges commented that the suddenness of the Afghan government's final collapse may have caught nearly everyone by surprise. But this package shows how well prepared WSJ reporters were, both to vividly capture the transition and to immediately explain how it had all come to pass. The stories form an engrossing panorama that whisks the reader from scene to scene through the fateful weekend. Category 14, Excellence in Opinion Writing. The Excellence in Opinion Writing Award honors the opinion piece or editorial that best serves to advance discussion and debate on a topic of significance. The three finalists of Chinese language media are HK01, Budget 2021, The Financial Secretary We Need. MasterInsight.com, a commentary series on the prosecution expert report of the first national security law case. The paper, The Principle of Voluntary Vaccination Cannot Be Abolished. The honorable mention goes to the paper, The Principle of Voluntary Vaccination Cannot Be Abolished. Congratulations to the paper. And the award for excellence goes to MasterInsight.com, a commentary series on the prosecution expert report of the first national security law case. Congratulations to MasterInsight.com. The judges said that this series has laid bare the fundamental flaws of the Hong Kong government-appointed experts' court submission on the meaning of restoring Hong Kong revolution of our times. The interpretation of the protest slogan has proven to be crucial in the first national security law trial in Hong Kong. The three finalists of regional English language media are Frontier Myanmar. Myanmar politics must be remade, not restored. New narrative, Shanmugam's stealth coup in Singapore. Vice Asia, exploring the China-US relationship. The honorable mention goes to Vice Asia, exploring the China-US relationship. Congratulations to Vice Asia. The award for excellence goes to New narrative, Shanmugam's stealth coup in Singapore. Congratulations to New Narrative. The judges said every columnist dreams of making a difference, fomenting change, but few realize it quite as spectacularly as this, delaying a controversial law and drawing the very public ire of a prominent and all-powerful political leader, and in Singapore to boot. The three finalists of global English language media are Bloomberg News, Evergrande, Nikkei Asia, Regionalization of Asia, The Economist, The Economist's Chaguan column. The honorable mention goes to Nikkei Asia, Regionalization of Asia. Congratulations to Nikkei Asia. And the award for excellence goes to Bloomberg News, Evergrande. Congratulations to Bloomberg News. The judges said the author clearly commands serious knowledge on the wide range of topics that tie into a story as big as the Evergrande saga, from Chinese macro concerns to the importance of company seals in the Chinese legal system. The writing is accessible to non-China readers, but includes enough detail to assure them that the author is not just copying narratives heard elsewhere. Category 15, Excellence in Reporting on the Environment. This category, Excellence in Reporting on the Environment, honors work that demonstrates high standards of reporting on an environmental topic of significance. The three finalists of Chinese language media are Initium Media, The Future of Coal Exit, The Reporter, From Tree Poachers to Underground Trade, an investigation of a illegal logging industry chain in Taiwan, The Reporter, Plundering the Mountains, How did Taiwan's Aboriginal reserves come to be bought out? The honorable mention goes to The Reporter, From Tree Poachers to Underground Trade, an investigation of a legal logging industry chain in Taiwan. Congratulations to The Reporter. And the award for excellence also goes to The Reporter, Plundering the Mountains, How did Taiwan's Aboriginal reserves come to be bought out? Congratulations to The Reporter. The judges called this look into the supply chain of Aboriginal lands impactful, creative reporting that unearths injustices regarding the grim loss of reserved land. The three finalists of regional English language media are Philippine Center for Investigative Journalism, Poultry Plants, Dead Rivers. Sixth Tone, Across China, Species on the Brink. The Environmental Reporting Collective, Oceans, Inc. The honorable mention goes to Philippines Center for Investigative Journalism, Poultry Plants, Dead Rivers. Congratulations to Philippines Center for Investigative Journalism. And the award for excellence goes to the Environmental Reporting Collective, Oceans, Inc. Congratulations to the Environmental Reporting Collective. The judges called it a tour de force, a richly layered package that builds to a model of enterprise reporting. Hard to know where to start with the success of this project, which is beautifully presented. The three finalists of global English language media are the Associated Press, Great Wall of Lights, Bloomberg News, China's polluters outdo entire nations. Reuters, the recycling myth. The honorable mention goes to the Associated Press, Great Wall of Lights. Congratulations to the Associated Press. And the award for excellence goes to Reuters, the recycling myth. Congratulations to Reuters. The judges said that the reporting team expertly peels back the veneer of sustainability around efforts by the plastics and consumer goods industries to do anything but commit to cutting back on plastic manufacturing and usage. An extremely compelling series that adds another facet to the conversation around greenwashing. Category 16, Excellence in Photography. It's hard to underestimate the power of an image to bring a story to life, and this year's outstanding entries do just that. The Excellence in Photography Award honors the work that demonstrates high standards of photojournalism. The 3 finalists of Chinese language media are Initium Media, Hong Kong worker legend, Ming Pao, Team Hong Kong fencing for the first gold, The Reporter, striving for light in COVID-19. The honorable mention goes to The Reporter, striving for light in COVID-19. Congratulations to The Reporter. The award for excellence goes to Ming Pao, Team Hong Kong fencing for the first gold. Congratulations to Ming Pao. The judges said it takes great patience as well as creativity to capture the essence of the sport of fencing. What's captured is not only a moment of victory, but also an artistic homage to the beauty of competition in the Olympics. The 3 finalists of regional English language media are Frontier Myanmar, The Evolution of Myanmar's Spring Revolution, GMA News Online, The Hunger Pandemic, Philippine Daily Inquirer, Eerie Landscape. The honorable mention goes to GMA News Online, The Hunger Pandemic. Congratulations to GMA News Online. And the award for excellence goes to Frontier Myanmar, The Evolution of Myanmar's Spring Revolution. Congratulations to Frontier Myanmar. The judges said it can always be said that photos of protests abound in the media and that the scenes end up resembling each other. But in this case, the photos are testimonials of great impact, showing that Myanmar is a people that defends itself with its bare hands. The 3 finalists of global English language media are Los Angeles Times, The Fall of Afghanistan, Reuters, Return of the Taliban, The New York Times, Myanmar. The honorable mention goes to The New York Times, Myanmar. Congratulations to The New York Times. And the award for excellence goes to Los Angeles Times, The Fall of Afghanistan. Congratulations to Los Angeles Times. The judges called Marcus Yam's haunting images of the fall of Afghanistan top-grade photojournalism for the way the photos conveyed the human misery and desperation of those days. Category 17, the Scoop Award. We are in the home stretch, and next we are going to present the Scoop Award. This award honors the exclusive story that has a significant impact and is widely followed by competing news media. The 3 finalists of Chinese language media are HK01, Evergrande Hui Kaiyan's Private Properties Investigation, Commonwealth Magazine, How TSMC May Change Taiwan's Rust Belt City, The Reporter, Critical 8 Days of Taiwan's COVID-19 Outbreak. The honorable mention goes to HK01, Evergrande Hui Kaiyan's Private Properties Investigation. Congratulations to HK01. And the award for excellence goes to The Reporter, Critical 8 Days of Taiwan's COVID-19 Outbreak. Congratulations to The Reporter. The judges called it an impactful scoop that bears out journalism's existential value, the government's watchdog. Based on exclusive insider information obtained through dogged reporting, the reporter's story exposed costly shortcomings in the Taiwan government's pandemic prevention measures and led to change of preventative tactics. The entries for global and regional media have been combined in this category. The three finalists of global and regional media are Financial Times, Chinese hypersonic weapon test; Reuters, BGI and baby biocode; The Wall Street Journal, inside China's tech crackdown. The honorable mention goes to Financial Times, Chinese hypersonic weapon test. Congratulations to Financial Times. The award for excellence goes to The Wall Street Journal, inside China's tech crackdown. Congratulations to The Wall Street Journal. The judges said The Wall Street Journal's reporting on the Chinese economy led the pack even before the vast majority of its reporters were expelled. It is laudable that the WSJ reporters managed to continue standing up these scoops even once they were outside the country. No mean feat, given the extreme bureaucratic allergy to any dealings with American media. These stories added immensely to our understanding of how the CCP operates under Xi Jinping. Category 18, Carlos Tejada Award for Excellence in Investigative Reporting. The next award, the Carlos Tejada Award for Excellence in Investigative Reporting, honors Carlos, who was a beloved member of SOPA's editorial committee, and recognizes the publication that through the use of its journalistic resources serves to advance the public interest on a topic of significance. For example, by exposing wrongdoing or corruption, uncovering malfeasance, or in some other way holding the powerful to account. The three finalists of Chinese language media are Business Today, Silent Invasion, how did China wage economic warfare against Taiwan's tech sector? Mirror Media, The Stolen Faces, the unmanageable cyber gender-based violence. The Reporter, Sea of Tears, Taiwan's unfinished governance of high seas fisheries. The honorable mention goes to Mirror Media, The Stolen Faces, the unmanageable cyber gender-based violence. Congratulations to Mirror Media. And the award for excellence goes to Business Today, Silent Invasion, how did China wage economic warfare against Taiwan's tech sector? Congratulations to Business Today. The judges called it a meticulous investigation based on company records and exclusive interviews that reveals how industrial regulatory loopholes in Taiwan allowed a mainland China infiltration. The three finalists of regional English language media are Ozodlik, RFE/RL's Uzbek service, the Uzbek president's secret mountain hideaway; Radio Free Asia, overseas property of Cambodia's elite; the environmental reporting collective, Oceans Inc. The honorable mention goes to Ozodlik, RFE/RL's Uzbek service, the Uzbek president's secret mountain hideaway. Congratulations to Ozodlik, RFE/RL's Uzbek service. And the award for excellence goes to the Environmental Reporting Collective, Oceans Inc. Congratulations to the Environmental Reporting Collective. The judges said the deaths of Indonesian fishers on Chinese fishing boats have been documented before, but this story took it a step further, with multiple reporters interviewing deckhands who have worked on 14 ships operated by the same company to show a pattern of abuse and negligence. A rich presentation with photos, videos, and charts. The three finalists of global English language media are International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, The Washington Post, The Sunday Times of Sri Lanka, and other partners in Asia, Pandora Papers. The Wall Street Journal, Science Undone. The Washington Post, How Myanmar's Military Crushed a Resistance. The honorable mention goes to The Washington Post, How Myanmar's Military Crushed a Resistance. Congratulations to The Washington Post. And the award for excellence goes to International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, The Washington Post, The Sunday Times of Sri Lanka, and other partners in Asia, Pandora Papers. Congratulations to the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, The Washington Post, The Sunday Times of Sri Lanka, and other partners in Asia. The judges called it truly impressive. This slice of extraordinary work by a squadron of journalists across different outlets pries open the lid on the covert movement of global wealth. It's enabling gatekeepers and the elites who benefit from it. These powerful stories already have yielded prosecution and other forms of restitution or justice in many countries. Category 19, SOPA Award for Young Journalists. Next up is the SOPA Award for Young Journalists. This award honors the young journalists who have shown exceptional talent and commitment in their coverage. The entries for global, regional, and Chinese media have been combined in this category. The three finalists of global, regional, and Chinese media are Citizen News, Cheng Qing-yi, Sixth Tone, Yuan Ye, The New York Times, Vivian Wang. The award for excellence goes to The New York Times. Can a very confident Carrie Lam salvage her legacy in Hong Kong? Congratulations to The New York Times. The judges said that in a drastically changing city with little previous background of Hong Kong, Vivian did impressive reporting that brings nuances to stories. It is time for our final award of the evening. It's the SOPA Award for Public Service Journalism. This award recognizes outstanding journalistic work in print, photography, video, or online media that represents an exemplary contribution to public service in the Asia-Pacific region. A reminder, there is no honorable mention, only the award for excellence to be given out. The three finalists are Initium Media, Hong Kong's media landscape reshaped, The Wall Street Journal, of unknown origin, Why Not? Preserving the erased decade of the Chinese feminist movement. And this year's award for excellence goes to The Wall Street Journal, of unknown origin. Congratulations to The Wall Street Journal. The judges said, public service journalism is about providing vital information that audiences need. In this sense, no other news story has been of greater public interest in this year than the pandemic. By addressing what is and what isn't known about the origins of the pandemic, not only has this team helped shed light on new findings, but also refuted disinformation campaigns that have polluted information ecosystems. Well done.
Congratulations again to all the winners. All the winners' information, including judges' comments, has been posted on the website of SOPA Awards. Many thanks again to all our participants, our volunteer judges, our platinum sponsor, Google News Initiative, our gold sponsor, Judith Nielson Institute for Journalism and Ideas, and our silver sponsor, WP Engine. Special thanks also go to our supporting partner, Click to View, and to our longtime awards administrator, the University of Hong Kong's HKU Journalism Department. And to our viewers, thank you very much for joining us online tonight at the SOPA 2022 Awards for Editorial Excellence. Before we go, just a reminder that we'll be introducing a new category next year for Editorial Excellence in Bahasa Indonesia, honouring journalism that sets the domestic agenda in politics, business or social affairs. We very much look forward to seeing you in person next year. See you all then. Goodbye for now.